If you ain't Sinetta, no time for that interview, dog. I put my shit out for niggas, I don't send it to blogs. Clan kill off the Buddha, not being discreet. One puff this big pops and projectiles. Between the sheets. Sun run, cold game, bring your cleats. The best flow blow, Eskimo, penguin feet. Don't need no blunt to burn. You run the turf with 10 niggas on the block. That's a punt return. Ayo, Dolomite prototype soldier with the solar light. Saber and he hold it like he hold a mic. Golden ice spenders, sipping on that overpriced poltergeist spirits. Ripping at the open mic, quote the nice lyrics like Mama move mean overnight, golden motorbike holding on some Tron shit. That nice neon kit is on it. The king's libation with exotic liqueur. The queen's vibration like a Sada Shakur. A lot of decor, imported foreign threads they ain't got at the store. Nubian Kush, black top pottery jars, 39% THC, the quality pure. Old rappers try to spit ain't hot as before. It's like I'm 5 flights above, bust the shots at the floor. Cats switch up they style when they ain't got it no more, cause they gotta keep their product in stores to feed their kids. See what that weed did? The yes man agreeing on everything we said. I smother the mic like it's the love of my life. Don't get sliced and beat with the butt of the knife. Brother polite, I say I'm animalistic, cause I still be in the hood with my hand on my pistol. The Hebrews think I'm cannibalistic, E5 divination, channel the mystic, audio visionary. Let's play poetical Pictionary, picture me burning down your missionary. Yeah, then I send you religion. That red dot on your head, that's Hindu tradition. Invisible, independent, intrinsic shit. I'll bring it all to an end with indivisible games. Charles Xavier, getting your brain. Mental anguish or manifesting physical pain. Wizard remains to dance in the chemical rain. Breathe slow, then I'm up out of this physical plane. Got military machinery that exercise weaponized greenery. Shine at it, jeopardize the scenery, son. Bruh, the beam 10 times your distance. Inclines be benching. Stop rising with no trend line resistance. The parabolic breakout. I'm F-16 with the aeronautic fake out.
The God killer. The God killer. The God killer. The God killer. It's the God killer. The God killer.
That's who it is.
The God killer. The God killer. It's the God killer. The God killer. The God killer. The God killer. It's the God killer. The God killer. The God killer. The God killer. History, supposedly, I was the man that was supposed to be the top of the clique. Shout out to Noriega. Y'all always be losing them battles. I don't even need to be there.
Black people, I love you.
Yeah, it's lightweight over now, Chef. If they still talking, they just need to say, fuck it. Now we rewrite. Excuse my language. Let's go.
Revolutionaryism, you think about fighting and dying in the street, you ain't shit.
Killer Mike said black people ain't ready to revolt. It's a disparaging marriage and he ready to elope. Maritime coastline, deep V hull boat. Crack a nose turned up, machete to your throat. The divine snatched the arm back, she fine, she in Zinga. Moroccan mercenary got a line on Moringa. Ask Chief X to swing it. Go fund me to rock a new car or build a school like I'm Dr. Umar. Nah, go fund some more guns, banana clips and cannabis and bury it. The jackal, Anubis. I'm cool, keep them heaters and I'm in tie in an abyss. He ain't rapping due to libations, he just channeling this.
Hands down, you ain't ready to oppose nothing. You are as a part of this system as any white person gentrified.
I'm on light, hovercraft propellers over swamp water. We make the thoughtful think they should have thought harder. Be aware of this. Don't blink, there's only one blunt between the careful and careless. It's hard to face it when you need a shrink or a therapist. Mental disorder ordered them to label you a terrorist. I breathe elements and I found the secret. We could all walk on water if it's ground beneath it. I carry my weapon and keep my trees, and still be Hotep and ask to rig Nasheed. 6 in the morning, I greet my seed, then do everything I think I need.
I have to say this because I know our spirit and our emotions get stirred. I'm not against nobody on the panel. I'm with everybody on the panel. I'm not diametrically opposed to anybody. I agree with everything my brother said about revolutionaryism. So let me ask you guys a few questions. We're in the South. We're in the heart of the South right now. Who fishes? Who knows how to fish? Hands down. Who knows how to hunt? Let's hands. Hands down. Hands down. Hands down. Hands down.
Black people, are you ready to revolt? Black people, are you ready to revolt?
Alright, yeah.
Black people, are you ready to revolt? Black people, are you ready to revolt?
Oh, we can't. We gotta stop that. Play that later. Let me see. What's up? Peace, peace, peace. Just getting ready. I just woke up. Had me some breakfast. Decided to cook for myself. And I said I want to do some studying and freshening up. And having some fun with the glyphs. Help people come to some type of understanding. People still be talking about the glyphs ain't deciphered. What's up, the original people, man himself, Cedric? What's up with you? What's up with Mac Tip? What's up with, let me see, I gotta scroll up. Jody? Yeah, what's up? Peace to everybody. Can't really see the whole chat. Let me see. Get this up here. Can you play the song we can say Hey Roo on the standard with the extra thick leopard skin? All right, why not play that? I ain't played that in hella long. What's that called? The White Crown. Yep, that song was inspired by my viewers on this channel. That song was inspired by my viewers on this channel. We might as well play that. And then we're going to get into some lessons that everybody can learn from. All right? Shout out to y'all. Let's listen to that White Crown. All right. Oh, hell no. I gotta play it like this. Here we go.
To qualifying.
Upper age boy, got that white crown, upper age boy. Babylonian bars, you can really spit it, get it, dagger on me. That harpoon, it ain't for abalone. Phoenician pieces made of Nubian gold. Antediluvian scrolls hit the Dubian pose. And if you wanna debate that, you'll get truly exposed. I'm like the king of Axum, Axon. Bring the maxims of Patar back to action. I actually swing my axe, so y-axis 32 degrees west on the y-axis. Try and catch us. Christianity was stole from Kemet, lying bastards. Compare the book of Psalms to Amenope. Sometimes when rhyming, I'm just like a shaman, okay?
Some sound alright, but then they act silly. By conquering my crown, and that's really very silly. By conquering my crown, and that's
shout out to everybody who inspired this.
Star charting Bantu boy with my bow and arrow. I raise a king in my gnome if I don't know the pharaoh. Explosive and lethal when your dreams like Joseph the Hebrew. And no sending evil wide jet and neck bent. Here to ward that off, I'm not a sage burner. Scroll learner, the page turner. The script writer, put the pen down cause I don't fucking need it. Cause I got the white crown, the upper I rock Egypt. The white crown, say top Shimu. You rock the red crown, say top Mehu. You rock the white crown, say top Shimu. You rock the red crown, say top Mehu.
Some sound alright, but then they act silly. By conquering my crown, and that's really very silly. By conquering my crown, and that's really very silly.
I'm a C group, Magi Archer, from Ta-Nehisi. You conscious community pseudos never try to test me. As I'm in Rock Squad up, fuck religion. And when I'm on the mic, don't cut my wisdom, boy. I'm W.E.B. Du Bois. I'll smother you under the Sphinx, heed the voice. Ancestrally cooking up mean lyrics. Cats fighting cause they don't think the Dogon that seems serious. And DNA can't prove ethnicity. How you conscious? You say Pacific instead of specifically. You know my shit so raw, you get crushed. Think the force of a hippo jaw. I rock the white crown, say top shimu. You rock the red crown, say top metal. You rock the white crown, say top shimu. You rock the red crown, say top metal.
Some sound alright,
Man, I can't wait for the next live event in real life. Archer's showing up so deep. It's gonna be crazy.
And that's really very
I mean,
silly.
I already moved me, you know what I mean?
But then they act silly.
Wait till that next live
really
event.
very silly. Conquering my
Madjai gonna shut it down.
and that's really very silly.
I think I'm gonna get it popping back in Oakland
Very
again.
silly. My crown, and that's really very silly. Conquering my crown, and that's really very silly.
I was playing that straight off the YouTube.
My crown, and that's really very silly.
So whenever y'all want, y'all could go bump that right on the YouTube. All right, we should have probably saved the classes and the valuable lessons for a Sunday morning, and could have had some more fun this morning. But I'll do a few streams. I'm trying to get my streams up. YouTube is saying I'm doing good, so I want to keep on trying to make sure they keep me in the algorithm. Even though I know videos like this often throw the viewership back because people don't be wanting to learn, but I want to deal with the people who want to learn. So the link that I have pinned to the top right there is Sir Alan Gardner's Egyptian Grammar. All right. It's a cool book. It's also the book I have open on the screen. And it's some people might think, oh, this is a complicated place to start. It's not. All right. Matter of fact, you want to be seen reading a book of this magnitude, especially if you get the real one. People are going to think you're reading a dictionary. Then you're going to start liking that feeling. But on the real, though, it's one of the most exhaustive. I mean, as far as the grammar, I think it's like 600 something pages. And his lessons walk you through elementary glyphs and all the way up to complicated glyphs. Now, y'all know me. I'm not really like a teacher like that, but I got ways of showing people how to get it in. So I'm not even about to try the standard. There's plenty of those videos on YouTube where you can just go watch and learn the standard way to learn it. I like to tell people ways that probably by the end of this video, you're going to be like, hell no, I just read that right here, right now. Now, there are hazards to showing people things like I'm about to show you, because one might belittle all the rigor. You know, we used to call it kind of like microwaving it, but this ain't that. Because microwaving, you just going into some information, trying to come up with some results hella quick, that most people spend years to come up with those results. But, you know, we looking at material, like looking at a pamphlet on working on a car. And you know, you could fix the car with the manual, but if an experienced mechanic standing right there with you, he's just gonna say, nah, go like this, bro. And you're gonna be like, damn, the manual said do this. And you're gonna say, go like this, zoom, zoom, zoom. And it's gonna pop right on, and you're gonna be like, oh, experience matters too. You'll learn in real life. And so I'm starting, if anybody is at home chilling and they wanna follow along, I'm starting reasons. Now let me just show how this book works. He got his lessons numbered, right? So, you know, we all the way, don't start nothing at no lesson 18. You're going to miss a lot of the content. Read all of this if you want. You'll even be getting some of the stuff about how it was deciphered. So a lot of his 1 through 18 is just giving us some background information on Egyptian writing in general, hieratic, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes in on the decipherment.
So when we get to about, after he shows us the list of glyphs that are most commonly used here to make words, what we call monoliterals, right? But this is not the full group of monoliterals. This is just, where can you purchase? That's a good question, but I want to know what you're trying to purchase. You don't have to purchase this book. You could just get it in the link. If you was talking about my songs, they're on Spotify. You could just listen to them. Type the White Crown. Or you could type White Crown Casual and, yeah, just get it on Spotify, Apple Music, any of those places. It's every place. So a common misunderstanding about reading the hieroglyphs is that what the old people who tried to decipher the glyphs thought, like Apollo, putting people before it was deciphered, they thought that when we see this vulture, as you see here, that we should think of the qualities of the vulture completely, and all of these things that the sign would entail, and not that we're just supposed to get it for its phonetic quality. Right here, you see that Gardner's going to break it down, and I often recommend this because his transliteration scheme is one of the closest ones to manual decodage, which is computerized system of writing glyphs in computers. So if you start with this page, man, it shouldn't take you a week. And if you write things down, you're going to remember this really fast. You don't have to try no alphabetical order because it don't work like that, as you see here. He tried to list it in that way, but as he tells you in the book, that's just the ordering he's trying to pull off, just because that's what we're used to. But I recommend anyone, who's really interested, learn this first, all of these, before you even start worrying yourself with all these other glyphs like the Ankh and stuff you think you're familiar with. Don't trip. Show yourself that you can write these all down on a piece of paper without looking at any training materials. Shouldn't take you 2 weeks. And you be on it, like 30 minutes a day maybe, because all you got to do is write it for real. Don't start on no computer. You have to write the glyphs. Maybe get you a little book, write a vulture, put an A next to it, and then put the transliteration next to it, which is the backwards 3. Now, again, that's a quick shortcut that you're going to be like, damn, I memorized that hella quick. But let's keep it popping and get into some of this content. Because like I said, I'm going to just cut right into his lessons. So let's start at lesson number 18 that says the alphabet is shown in an adjoining table, the one we just looked at. How the Egyptians named their letters is unknown. The student will find it convenient to refer to these or to refer to them in terms partially of the sounds for which they approximately represent. So you know how we say the Kim glyph is Kim. We don't know if the name of that glyph was actually Kim. That's the sound it most often represents. So we say Kim, we say about that, but he's explaining that. For transliteration in the English writing, the symbols given in the second column should be used. That was the transliteration column we was looking at. They said these are our own letters differentiated by diacritical points or marks wherever the sound is to be indicated or unknown to English. All right, wherever the sounds to be indicated are unknown to English. So when we don't know them sounds, they might put that mark there that we often see and wonder what's going on. Or would have to be represented by more than one letter. All right. So you also see like a line under a S. That means, or over on top of the S, that means that's a SH. That's kind of simple. We know that from various other things. Let me see something real quick. Again, we could talk all about the transliteration. I want you to read this section, but to keep it how I want to do, I didn't want to just sit here and read what he's talking about. And so we know what some of us know what transliteration is. Some of us get it confused with translation. Transliteration is most often just going from one script to another without toiling for long periods of time about the meaning and the translation. In transliteration, you're just taking one script's symbols and putting those symbols into another script. That's what the transliteration is. Then you got to translate it. So we shouldn't be confused about that either. And if we, just for the record, let's just look that up. I don't know why I went to Twitter though. That's fucking funny. I was looking at this Egyptologist on Twitter. A process of writing words using a different alphabet. Their texts aim to produce a phonetic transliteration of a dialect using the main language of the day. Transliteration helps people to speak a language by showing the pronunciation in the language they understand. They kind of simplified that a lot, but transliteration is simply when we're getting it into a different script. All right, so now I ain't gonna even trip, but read all of that for your own knowledge before you start doing this. I'm gonna go straight down to his lesson where his exercise. Before we get into this first exercise, I should read some of this, not all of this though. I ain't doing that. That's still transliteration. We're gonna read absence of the article. It'll be cool just to understand this as we begin to just have some fun with glyphs. Like I said, and I don't want to keep having to give the disclaimer. If you want it the way you're supposed to get it and not in the packaged up in the little YouTube Saturday morning video, then people have classes for that. And they won't be skipping over all these sections. Because I ain't really doing, I'm just having fun. And got the will to want to teach and talk about this type of content. So here we go. Absence of the article. Now y'all know what we're talking about, basically the or a. Some of us, even when I didn't even want to, I've been speaking English my whole life, but until I started studying Medu Neter, I was never tripping off no dang grammar terms. So I probably wasn't even knowing a definite article or indefinite article just because I didn't need to, even though I'm a writer. But sometimes you do things naturally, grammar forms naturally, right? But so don't feel no way if you don't know nothing, basically. But the car indicates a particular car. Think of a parking lot of 500 cars. And somebody say, go get the car. They're indicating one particular car. That's definitely that car. It's a definite article. An indefinite article would be a car. Right? If you got 500 cars in the parking lot, somebody say, go get a car. You could get the closest one to you. And so this is what he's explaining here, the absence of the article. It says that Old and Middle Egyptian dispense, as a rule, with an equivalent of the English article, whether definite or indefinite. Now you see, that sounds like it's hard to understand, right? He's just saying it ain't there. So the absence of the article. Dispense, like dispensable, dispose. Old and Middle Egyptian dispense, as a rule, with any equivalent of the English article, whether definite or indefinite. Thus, ren may be rendered according to the demands of the context by the name, a name, or simply name, right? Because they didn't say the car, a car. And we have to we have to actually render it by the context that the sentence demands. So that's easy to know that until we get into late Egyptian, they're not going to say the Nubian. They're not going to say a Nubian. It might just pop up in the text saying Nehes-e. And we would know that scholars have equated that to the pseudo people group called Nubians. So in exercise 1, we learn and write out from memory, both in hieroglyphs and in transliteration, the following words. And so this is cool to freshen up on always, because after a while, if you ain't looking, you be forgetting. We see that M-owl. Let's make it as big as I can. That M-owl, I used to remember it because it's one of the only birds that's looking directly at you. All right, these are just my little ways. Now, they're going to ring true. So, I'm trying to make this bigger, but I guess it's hostile to my computer. So, if I made this M, I know what to do. Snip it. Right? Take this M bar, one of the ways that I always, no matter how people transliterate it, and it even becomes more evident in the hieratic, because they write what looks like the eyes of the bird to turn to the side like a 3. But it's, you see I was looking at you? Well, and to be more particular, you can see both eyes of this bird. So whenever you see this, it might be, sometimes if you're looking through a text, you might be trying to say which bird is that. If it's looking at you like this one is, it's an M bird, which represents a preposition or a conjunction to what we would see I in, by means of, with of an instrument, from or out of. So remech M Kemet or remech. Oh, I didn't say them all. Let me give you more information first. Next, we got the N, which is the water ripple, and I'm gonna just go a little faster, which is just giving us the N sound, right? I, to, for, in sense of dative. It says to of direction, only 2 persons. Now that might have been modified by now, but he says you only use in direction only to persons. But if you see this R here, which is that mouth, I'm sorry it's so hard to see. All right, this R mouth, some say ray. Now you notice here it can be used for I, to, into, or towards, of the direction towards things. So if you go into the Nisud, is you gonna say or is you gonna say in? You're gonna say in, because that's to the direction of persons. If you're doing it for the Nisud, you're gonna say in too. But if it's from the Nisud, you're gonna say M. Sashat, or what is the letter? Maybe Majat, M, Nisut. Mijat being like a letter. Now, this is how everything is phrased. This would be like a noun clause or whatever. And I know it's a lot of better. Real grammarians could come in and help with this, but I'm just trying to give it to you where it's digestible. This is forming a phrase that is connecting the 2 nouns. It'll form a noun phrase with M in the middle, and sometimes called different things, but I'm not recalling that. And so that would be like from the king. A letter from the king would have an M. A letter to the king would have a what? An N. And then if you're talking about direction, and now they say direction towards persons, but I'm glad I'm reading this, because I always thought direction towards persons I would refer to an R. When I mean directional, like go left or go to Bob, you would see an R between the nouns or whatever. We got a pen for this. You see this P and this N? Well, again, after you learn that chart that we showed in the beginning, you'll be able to definitely identify those really easy. I gotta make this back down small because every time I move it, my computer fan come on for some strange reason. I'm like, what's up with that? I don't like Adobe Acrobat inside of the computer because it do that to me. So let me just show you. Sorry, but let me do it how I gotta go. I should probably open up this book twice so that we can refer back to that chart often. Yeah, matter of fact, Gardener sign list. Just to make it easier so I can have it open twice, right? So I don't gotta keep going back and forth. Bow right here. Oh, well, that's his whole sign list. So eventually you're gonna get into the complete sign list and start to learn. Now I just simply talked about monoliterals. We got biliterals that represent 2 sounds. Triliterals represent 3 sounds, like the word ankh represents the A sound, the N, and the K. Now people say, why we say it represent an A if it don't got vowels? Some of these things are kind of just like we got weak consonants, we got things that are undetermined or weak vowels, placeholders that hold the space of sounds that are not always all the way determined or just make sort of like a weaker vowel sound in that area. And so they would put the vulture there for that. And you will see it transliterated as a backwards 3. All right, but let's get into this because I want to do less of this and I want to just show how you can learn it by looking. Now, here's one of the sections that obviously everyone has to understand. So it says, hieroglyphic inscriptions consist of rows of miniature pictures arranged in vertical columns or horizontal lines. These columns or lines, as well as the individual signs within them, read usually from right to left, but more seldom, and then only for special purposes, from left to right. In spite of the preferences shown by the Egyptians for direction from right to left, then left to right has been adapted by the modern printed books on grounds of practical convenience. So that's just easy information to understand. Now it says, the signs that represents persons, animals, and birds, as well as other signs that have fronts and backs, almost always face the beginning of the inscription in which they occur. We need to note that down. So I'll read it again. The signs that represent persons, animals, and birds, as well as other signs that have fronts and backs, almost always face the beginning of the inscription in which they occur, so that the direction in which this is to be read is but rarely in doubt. So if it's facing the beginning of the inscription, then you know where it starts because everything is going to be facing the beginning of the inscription. For example, in words like au, so you got au, aui, bu, ab, and then it has a cow there, so I guess that's abet. Abet mu, who, and I don't know, I think he just put a list of words. Okay, this isn't supposed to make any sense. For example, the words that I just read must be read from left to right because the birds, men, kids, and baskets, and the basket with the handle, all face towards the left. So I'll try to make this bigger here so people can see that. So y'all seeing just right here, he just wrote a list of words and said, since y'all see the humans and the individuals facing that direction, that's the direction where the inscription starts. So it says, upper has, this is what a lot of people mess up. And this is just a simple section that'll help us update our stuff. Upper has precedence over lower, all right? both as regarded lines of hieroglyphs and as regards the signs within the lines. Thus, in words like, and I don't know how to make it big enough for y'all to see, so you just got to follow the book at the house. Thus, in words like Sahetep, NF, it says the order of the sign is S, the Hotep glyph, the T, the P, the man, the N, and the F. Now, I got to make that big so we can illustrate this. This is a part where we be forgetting and messing up. Remember, if you remember, upper has priority over lower. This is the glyph that he's breaking down, right? We know it starts from left to right, and we know upper has priority over lower. Therefore, we start with this S, then we go to the one behind it that's on top, which is this Hotep. And then we got a T under it to the left and a P. Now we got a man. Then upper takes precedence, so we go N, F. Now, once we realize that, that's hella easy. Yeah, left to right was for specific purposes like orientation. Say they wanted the symmetrical text on the front of a temple. Then if you write it normally from right to left, then that means the other side of the text is going to be from left to right because they want a symmetrical text. That'll be an example of special purposes. So if y'all can see that, now he's going to show over here what I just said. The S, the Hotep sign, the T, the P. That's because we understand that it's not left to right or right to left. It's the direction the glyphs are looking, and then you give the upper precedent. So if you remember that, we about to be able to read a few little things. Now let's look over this. And I've seen somebody put this in a presentation before, probably trying to teach y'all. Shout out to them. But this is it straight from the Gardner book. Now here, you don't know how to read glyphs yet, but you know a little bit about glyphs just from what we just talked about. So, and then my computer doing that junk again, so I'm gonna stop. So let's look at these here. Let's remember what he said. And he gave us these in columns to make sure you can understand what he's saying. Left to right or from top to bottom when we read it. And if we read from top to bottom, the way that the glyphs are looking takes precedent. All right, I know. My man asked me to slow down, but you got to let me know what to do. Like, again, I don't know where I'm going too fast, so I apologize. So ask the question that you wanted me to fill you in on, and I'll fill you in. But right now, until then, this should be made simple for us because we see A and B on top, right? So that's saying that this is column A and this is column B. We read A before B. Same thing with A, B right here. Now check it out. If I just read this, it says Jed. But first I see Jed. I see a shortcut for Jed. All right, I got to snip this. We got to get it in. Because people going to have a little bit of understanding right after this video. If you don't have no understanding after this video, then I'm not cool. I need to be cool. All right. So before we go in, you probably see a bunch of numbered scribble scrabble. I bet you by the end of this video, you're going to see full form words and everything. Hopefully. Now look. Since A goes to B because of what he told us about the direction that the animals and people are and glyphs with fronts and backs are facing, they're all facing to the right here. So we know this is the first column, right? And it's in columns, so we're going to read down. But we got to know the priority of the glyphs. Remember, when we're reading in columns, the priority goes top to bottom, but then the priority goes towards the direction the glyphs are looking. Same thing. So that's why this Jed is only short for, this is really just a DJ sound. But when you know shorthand Medu Necher, this says Jed Medu right here. See number one and number two? Why did I go from 1 to 2? Because, exactly. My brother J. Mill said a good example is a doorway, talking about symmetrical glyphs, instances when you would have to. So look at this like a doorway, and look at the center of this column like the door that you walk through. So this is a very good example of why one would have to write some glyphs from left to right and right to left, because they be wanting, even though this is going down, it's still giving you the example. So I'm going to help everybody read this. First, what we need to understand is, now right here we see a short DJ, which actually means Jed. In most instances, you're going to see another D under it, which looks like a hand. So you see Jed as number one. And if we remember that we need to pay attention to the direction the animal's looking with, we know this should be read number 2. This is a symbol for Medu, or words. So it start off by saying Jed Medu, words said. Jed is to say or to speak. Exactly, capital minds. Now number 2 is Medu, words. So this is spoken word or words said. You see, number 3 would be this leaf right here, because we still doing it's on this row. This one's under it, so it has priority over this one for you to read it first, and you're going in order. So we're going like, you see, every time you're gonna zag over to the right and then go through, go to the top, zag to the right, and go through. So if I could write the order and make it more simple, the way I like to do it, it'd be zigzagging like this. You know what I'm saying? I hope you see what I mean, because that's just, but I'll take that off. But that's kind of like the zigzag order you got to read it in. So we got a word said by. On is a word that means by. So 3 and 4 form one word. And you'll familiarize with this because it's in the beginning of plenty incantations, I should say, recitations. And so this is words said by somebody. Now we see what appears to be a duck and a bee. We'll notice it's a bee when we learn the glyphs from earlier. But this could confuse some, because they might think this is the saw duck, and they might say sob. But sob isn't a necher. This is the determinative. So when you're trying to figure it out, you're like, wait, there's no necher named sob. And if you know you got the bee made and it's a duck that looks like standing like this, I say a bird looking like it's standing like this, you'll probably be able to look through there and see if it's Seb. Some say Seb. I would probably say, let's see. All right. Because I would say Geb, but you know, let's do the dictionary for people. All right. Maybe I should just put Geb. Did it pop up? Here we go. Yeah, people saying Geb, but I mean, I would have definitely put Geb, and I was probably trying to extract this away from Seb. So we see Geb here with the duck, right, and the boot, and the divinity letting us know we got Geb. Now we could have read Seb, because some see Sa. If we make the mistake of reading the saw bird as a saw bird, then we'll render Seb. But what keeps us away from that is knowing that Seb ain't no necher that I know named Seb. So when we looking back right here, we just read the first column. The first column tells us Jed Medu on Geb. Words said by Geb. Now, why did I come to number 2 to start the sentence? Because I'm translating it. See? So translate. Now, if I did a literal, it'll go, said words by Geb. But in your translation, you're going to put it into your grammatical structure so people understand what it means. All right? And so now I see a H, a N, and an A. You see why? Now, let me ask y'all something. Why, when I came here, didn't I start with the N? This is something we got to learn, because ain't top supposed to take priority? Well, think about this. What if one is on the top and to the right? Because this N looks like it's on top, but this H is also on top. You see, they on the same level with each other. But this one is to the right. So it has priority over the N. That's easy. If you put two of them, let's think like a right angle. And just say the vertical column on the right angle gonna be more important than the horizontal. I don't know, but that's what I'm showing you here. So that's why this is 8, this is 9, and this is 10. Because if they both occupy the top space, but one occupies the right space, the one occupying the two spaces get read first. So then you're gonna go, you know from reading the chart, this is a H, this is an N, and this is an A. So now if you want to have fun, this is what you do. You have this other dictionary with you to see if you right, and you go, you know the letters now, so you're going to go H, I'm going to put a capital H, an N, and an A, and you're going to see, and it takes you to something. See this right here? So you know you right without even looking at nobody else. Now you about to line it up. That ain't the one you want, because it got to be by itself. How would you have known to put a capital H? The transliteration was on that one page that you got to write down. Just once a day, 30 minutes, dog. You're going to be reading glyphs in a year or two. People are going to be like, hell no. Since COVID, you could have been killing glyphs. Since COVID. What that's going to do? Well, if you're looking for my page for a job, then you're at the wrong place anyway. But if you just talk about character and knowledge and shit to know, you're in the right place. This is your henna you want. All right? Henna. Together with. And therewith. Together with them. So when we come back to this, we're reading it now. And we use the dictionary to help ourselves. Because we know it's words said by Gab together with who now? See? Now, you see a circle. Don't let circles belittle you in the meta nature. There are plenty of categories for circles, but if you really, really do the knowledge, it's probably like 10 different things circles gonna give you. And if you start doing randomness, you're gonna get better with it. Now, right here, first of all, we see 11. We're going to the right again, then 12. Now, we look at our options. Well, if you don't know your options, let me start from a person who wouldn't know his options. All you would know is this is a circle. When you start to learn the glyphs, you'll know that it's a KH sound. Well, that's when you get into the biliterals. There's a KH sound that is represented by a circle, often drawn with lines through the center. A circle with a dot in the middle is often representative of Ra. All right? But now notice this sign. It says together with, so this is connecting Gab with something else, and then you see 3 natural signs after it, right? So if you're making this out, I'm going through my mind through options that some people probably wouldn't be able to go through unless you stay in a dictionary a lot. You could, if this was the KH word, KH symbol, this would be cat. Cat would be things, right? This would be cat, because don't mistake to think that this is Ra because you see a T here. Ra's not feminine. We haven't got that far yet, and I apologize. But you know the feminine T goes with feminine things. So if this T going with this, we would say that this is probably a false feminine, because there's no reason for this to be feminized and ain't nothing else feminine. I know I'm going too fast, so let me slow it down. So your options will be with this circle to scrutinize what you're getting out the circle. You first going to come to Ra. You'll look at this and say, why is there not you see this number 7? When they talk about divinity, they use what's called determinatives. that helps us determine what they're talking about. Actually, in this whole first sentence, the whole first column, the only determinative is number 7. And actually, in this column, it appears to be no working determinatives, things that could be used as determinatives, but no working determinatives. I'm pretty sure he used this example for a reason, because he didn't want to confuse people. So now, as we see, this earth mound ain't a determinative. We can form that it's not helping me determine what the circle is. So it's part of this word. This isn't Ra because they're not indicating that it's divinity to us, nor should it be time, another indication that, or a day that you could get from a circle with a dot in it. This is a circle with one line through it. So it might be Gardner saying ket. Okay, let me give y'all in the dictionary. So in order to get ket, you put a capital X and a T, and you'll know that from knowing the transliteration. And it maybe be a lowercase x, but we're going to see. Nope, yeah, it's capital X. So see, now what, I have it here, but I need to isolate it in ways that people can see it. It's going to be like things, right? But people can interpret things in various ways. Let me make it so you can see this right. But what you're going to learn is, and I learned this, I love watching lectures while I'm falling asleep. Y'all should start doing that. So you see this say others, but the word is ket, is ketu. Well, I got to find ket by itself. But you see a circle in this loaf of bread, right? But I'm just going to find it by itself. So you can see it's going to be like things. Now it's going to make, this is others and next. This ain't the right same ket. But again, you're going to see, okay. Hold up, they're going all over the place. Well, what you see is the circle with the lines through it that's giving us the. Now, maybe Gardner, you'll learn by looking at people's transliteration schemes if he only writes one line through the circle to indicate that it's that circle. All right. And so I'm still looking through all of these to find an example that anyone could be able to identify that they're looking at the same thing. Well, what you're really looking for is a circle and a half circle. And there you see them there, but they're in the wrong positions. There they go again, but they're in the other words. So you just need them by themselves. That's men cat. We just want cat. Cat by itself, again, is things. So, cat nefer is good things, or nefer cat, sometimes they would even say. All right. But don't let me have to click for 30,000 clicks, man. Golly. Because it's such a used term. Here go one, uricat. You see? This I-R, means to do. Cat means things. Now, this is exactly the term the scholar was talking about when I was watching the video. She said this means like not really magic, but it's like to do a ritualistic process. It don't just mean do things. But I don't want to challenge her on that. I want to just learn more about that. And so, but you clearly see a circle with lines through it. Let me make it bigger. And a T. This makes up the things and do things, right? Well, let's keep it popping, because I still wanted to find it by itself, but I don't really have to. You could look through this dictionary all day, bro. All right, so let's go back to the text and see if people is extracting something different than I'm extracting. That's totally fine. Then we'll see what Gardner says. And I ain't even ever once really looked at that. So cats, so he's together with Cat Neteru, right? F. Now, Neteru, we know one netter would be Neter, a divinity. 3 of those represents plurality. So this is an Old Kingdom way to just say Neteru. You don't have to put 3 strokes through it. Now we got an F. And if we would have learned if we do the lessons that Gardner show us on that page, I'll show you how to reference it. Well, what did I close the Gardner? Let me see. Oh, I gotta open that back up, I guess. Open recent files. It gotta be this. Oh man, this is ridiculous. Hold on, man. Let me get the Gardener back. I'll just use it right off here. So look. When we were learning these symbols, maybe not these, but some of the symbols he was about to teach us, let me see. We were going to learn that the F is like a pronoun. A masculine pronoun. But it's not an independent one. It depends on being suffixed on a root. It starts to form a grammatical form, but we're going to get into that when we see NF. All right, so let me make this bigger. Y'all see this F horny viper snake? Nope. Gotta be super huge and only on one page. It's probably working better than my thing. Yeah, this is a lot better. So look, this F horny viper snake here, if I go to the section where he's showing us about pronouns and stuff, we'll see a detail that is used in suffix to say like he, his, or what have we. But I need y'all to see it in the work so we can get this right. All right. Here we go here. I don't know how to keep it. Look. Suffix pronouns are so called because they must follow or be suffixed to some preceding word. All right? Now, this old ass book got stuff like thou, they. Hold on. Oh, that's for the. I thought they had that for the F. They got thou, they, thee. I hate that. But again, so if you see a K, K is thou, they, thee, thy. It's like you, your, or whatever, right? If you see a T is the same thing, feminine, but that's like that he got to hear as the TCH. Suffixed at the end. When we see this F viper snake, we get he, him, his, it, or its. So not to go through the whole thing, again, I'm trying to inspire you to go through the whole thing. I don't want to just go through the whole thing. Well, we see this F in the suffix position following that root. So it's something about his, he, thou, his gods, right? So we will want to know how to work out this cat netaru F. Now you go back to Gardner and see what you was dealing with. And I didn't see nobody put it up in the chat. Y'all know these lessons. Y'all didn't want to be wrong. Don't ever trip off not being wrong. Being wrong is how you get right. Hold on, let me make this. Man, hold on. I got to reset hella stuff. 30,000 hold on. That sound like hold on. Let me see. All right, so I'm going to get you there back to where we just were starting at. Matter of fact, it should be a better way to do that. Now that was just easy, just looking at the ordering of the words, and it if you just think it's that simple, don't let this quick video betray you. There is some type of rigor that you're gonna apply to it because you're gonna see words in different situations, right? Also, yeah, he didn't even go forth to read that out for y'all, so I can't qualify it with nobody else but the people that's in the chat. But this next one, we're going to go over and some of your just brief little observations on YouTube and the things that we just learned to help us to begin to do this first lesson. So for exercise 1, let's go over a few of these terms. Dang, man, what the heck? Let me figure this out. Every time I try to make it bigger, the whole the whole screen get bigger. How about going full screen? There you go. There you go, like that. All right, now everybody can follow. So we're just looking over words for this exercise we about to do and have fun. And you about to be like, damn, hell no, I just really read the glyphs. Now, if you at the house, I shared the book and I pinned it to the top. So that'll be the real way to have the advantage. Open that up on another screen or to the side or whatever. And have the book open with all of this exercise 1 on here. So we got key, right? This K and this Y. Key is giving us key. Now right here we see other or another. It precedes its noun. Feminine, we'll have ket. See? They're taking the same keyword, feminizing it, giving us ket for another or other. Notice what you're seeing. It's like a half basket with a, if you don't see this little handle on the box, it ain't a K. It'll be a neb ball. But I don't want to give you information to confuse you. So you see this reed leaf and this M bird, we got yim. There, therein, therewith, therefrom. Again, this B and this chick is boo, a place. Now, if you're just watching the video, you like, I know I'm not about to get it all. This is what you do. Just remember one of these. Just say, okay, I'm just going to remember boo. Boo is a foot and a chick bird. I'm telling you, you're going to do it. If you just remember one, you're going to be like, damn, there go boo. So there go boo right here, right? Boo, a place. Here go cat that I was just trying to find in the dictionary to show you it meant things. So now I found it right at the source, so you know we just read that right. But we didn't really finish it. But this is things, and he has it as feminine. But this is actually a false feminine. But chat is things. You see, it's a circle with lines through it and a half circle. Let's look at patah. Now, y'all should be able to read this patah. Right? Well, you don't know the symbols yet, but they're telling you the symbols. Right? You got a P, a T, and an H, and you got 3 symbols over here. In this dictionary, you see this chick is facing the left, so we read from left to right. That chick facing the left. So now we start at the top again, remember? So the square should be the P. Then what we do? Left to right, top has priority. If this one is on the same, if this H is on the same register with the P, or the same line with the P, height with the P, then it's next to read. Oh, no, I messed that all the way up. I'm tripping. I don't even know what I was just thinking. I was about to say pahepta. So no, I was thinking about what I was explaining from the opposite direction, and I apologize for that. I'm glad I caught that, because I was like, what the hell? So look, we still at the P, but I was telling you to go this way first and messing you up. We coming left to right, where we read left to right, so that got priority. So we read this column down, then go to that column. I apologize for that. All right? I'd have been mad looking back at this video. You ain't never looked back at a video and said something, you know you made a mistake, but you didn't catch it when you said it. Oh, my gosh. I'll erase a whole video over that. Like sometimes I'll listen back to a video and be like, oh, what I say? Erase this. Because I'm more concerned about not having bad information given to somebody than I would be about the video being monetized. But yeah, so again, let's say that again. We see the P right here, right? And then we see a T under it. And then we're going to go to the right and read the H. Patah. That's why you shouldn't be smoking while you're teaching. Ren is very easy from top to bottom. Which one word is you gonna remember for this little exercise we're gonna do? If you're gonna choose Ren for the name, just remember this mouth and this N. Now, some of y'all got a brain capacity like, my memory better than that. I can remember more than that for right now. Remember this Jed? Remember that snake? And I said normally they'll have a D hand under it. This is the whole word written out. Remember henna? We just looked that up. Again, you don't need a dictionary with Gardner stuff. You can just look down to his word examples. I forgot. So those are all the words that we're about to go over real quick. Now let's go trip. Let's go back up. Oh man. Don't even trip. Because he wants you to write some shit right there. And I'm like, they're not about to write that. So let's go to the part where we can just read it. Write it at home. Do the exercise that is on that book. But how I'm about to illustrate us writing it right now. So instead, I'm just going to go to the one where we can have more fun and read it right now. He should do two things with that. So hold on. Dang. So basically that exercise causes you to have to pick up your piece of paper and write. And on YouTube, ain't nobody about to do that. I ain't even about to fake like I think y'all doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't people just watching, driving around, having fun. Learning while they can, and shout out to y'all. Instead of doing that, then we're going to make one. We're going to do one where y'all can actually, dang, man, come on, 18. That would have been fun, but you got to write it out. What I'm gonna teach you, man, you'll decode it so you can put it in the computer right now. That's the problem. You can't write it out right now because you can't go into the computer. I mean, you have to know manual decodage. All right, so we're gonna just go have some simplified fun. Excuse me. All right, let me get this back right. And I'm gonna play this while I'm looking for this. Music coming.
Morodic script in my car too. Roll through with them arches. Hardcore, that's in my shinu. I'm Bennu giving y'all truth. Iron core from meteorite should be chartreuse. Turbocharged the chariot and almost left Ferrari. The queen like almost Nefertari. Immortalize an image, put a figure in a figurine. Him at Netherred, who heard? Them leopard skin kilts, yeah, the clan wear 'em. And I turn your knee suit to a fan bearer. Have my servants build a new stadium where I'ma slaughter you, surround your tomb alive with boot cranium. Remove the organs, we preserve the dead. Mummify, then carve them and reserve them. And all your internet mans who lied with you, died with you, sacrificed their life, afterlife with you. Now I'm all in your spot, and I'm calling the shots while your soul get devoured in the hall of my heart. Ain't a night balling or not, care if you balling or not. I'm still gonna tell you guys, go to Kemet like El Shaddai. You ain't no king, You're like Cambyses the Persian who couldn't draw the Nubian bowstring. Melt the jewels in your crown into a gold ring. Refashion them after smashing the whole thing. You're like Pepe II. Too old, king. If you think it ain't black, then let me just check them. I know the syntax. Every morphine and phoneme. The scholarship top line dog and the flow mean. In my debate to make a fraud, quit the internet. Sometimes I wonder if I saw to fix this window yet. That's what you call repair, re-end. They heard the king of Madjai was a scary man. And he is though. I'm telling you, you better contain him, man. He's busting arrows at all these Mediterraneans, killing them. Now we ain't getting no views. Yeah, them flip-flops look like Tutankhamun shoes. And y'all just wiki, thinking I'm enthused. They turned Egyptian temples to churches and still say, I'm enthused. All right, we gonna get it in. It's crazy. They just wiki, cause they lazy.
So they can call me pseudo, it don't phase me. Page
I'm about to show you can read
crushing
this
you
already.
clowns, pays.
Now this simple
You dig?
lesson, it requires more than we just learned already. And because he wanted us to write out the glyphs in lesson number 1, I'm going to lesson number 2. Lesson number 2 has a different vocabulary, and so I'm just about to go over some of the vocabulary, just like we're in a class in English when we was kids. And you can do what you want to retain the information, just have some fun. And remember this word right here, wreck. I'm going to give you ways to remember it. Catch and wreck, hip hop. What else? Wreck is knowledge. Wreck. Wreck looks like this. It says to become acquainted with, to know. Wreck breaks down the knowledge. You see this papyrus roll next to it, letting us know that this concept is intangible. So when you're trying to figure out knowledge, you ain't touching knowledge really. You know what I'm saying? You could get knowledge from touching things, but knowledge is an intangible concept, and that's my best way to say how the papyrus roll is used. Now, this is why I often instruct some of us not to put the KH on the Kim, because then you'll remember this too. Kim with the KH means ignorant or not to know. All right, to be ignorant of. And it looks like this. Kim, and then we got this in hand for the negation. Now, think about a person who put their arms out and hunch up their shoulders. That's still the I don't know gesture. I don't care what people say, but I'll be seeing the glyphs. I'll see them. Now, this is also just for negation, right? But it's 2 arms out and, connected by the shoulders. You don't have to take it for what I just gave it for you, but it definitely is negation. But so this is not to know here, to be ignorant of. Right here, gur is to be quiet, gur. Gur. You see we getting this G from this gur and the R. It's really a GR here, but we getting the phonetic complement at the bottom. Gur, to be silent, to cease. Fed, fare downstream, northwards. You see how downstream is northwards? So they really had up-south orientation. Right? We got this ha here, which will simply give us to go to the descend. I'm going to go over them quick. Pick the one you're going to remember, and we're going to translate this. Here's a good one to remember, wibin, but I'm going to do sajim first, right? Sajim is to hear, to hearken to obey. You see an ear and then an M? This is given the sajim. All right? And the ear is really a triliteral, but they just put the phonetic complement of M behind it. Here we got wibin. Wibin, to rise or to shine forth. You see the sun and the symbols of Ra is the determinative to let us know. Once you learn the symbol glyphs, you'll notice was a U chick, or a U or a W. That's a B, that's an N, wibin. We got Ra here. See that R and that A, and then the circle with the dot in the middle, let you know they're talking about Ra. Here's a variation for Ra with the logogrammic stroke under it, which could actually be the sun when you see the logogrammic stroke. All right. And there's a determinative for Ra, or what have we. Now they say, I see Yah like the moon. Yah. Okay? They go Yah like the moon. The determinative shouldn't be turned this way. Really, it'll normally be in the sky like a moon. But what it still means the same thing. Ta for earth and land. You see this ta? It's just that shape with 3 dots under it. Whichever one, don't try to remember them all right now. Do the exercise later. Just grab one and remember it, because we're about to go into the text. Pet is enough for y'all that if everybody remember one, we're going to have the whole text. Pet, sky. Look how that look. Square and a T. That's not really a square. Looks like close to a square. And a T. Pet. Now this under it is a symbol, a determinative for sky. Pet is the sky. All right. That's why Gardner is really good, but his exercises help you learn quick.
Shakir. As you see, Shakir. That's a S. Sakir, not Shakir. S R R. Sakir. We don't even have to trip. We know the vowel. I mean, we don't know the vowels, but we can see something close to how it was pronounced. I mean, but I don't want to trip on pronunciation. So again, play, plan, or counsel. Secure, or what have we. All right. Now, I don't want to go to the bottom. Well, let's go to the bottom now to make it easier. It don't need to be all that hard. And we'll refer back to the top. Now, remember what we learned in the first thing that we were talking about? Well, this is a simple text that encompasses something we could just use the rules that we learned so far on. Now, everybody, I can tell you, whether you're confident or not, if you've been just simply following this video, you can read this text. You're not going to know the words. Hold on one second. All right. Now look. Remember we identify the directions of the symbols with fronts and backs are facing. So let me snip this so we can break it down. And you're gonna be like, dang, how can I read that in 30 minutes? Now, this look complicated still, but apply some of the knowledge you already absorbed. Right? So we know that we're reading from left to right because everything is looking at the beginning. Besides the owl, remember, he always going to be looking at you. Which owl did I tell you was always going to be looking at you? And we can figure that out right now. But that ain't how you should do it. But see, well, remember which owl I said is always looking at you because we'll have to deal with that. But let's start from the beginning, which would be to the left here, since everything is looking to the left, right? Now, this is going to give us a chance to talk about group writing. We already learned a little bit about group writing, but we weren't talking about it. When we're going over the order of the numbers in the groups. If we were to number this, and I'll just color code it real quick, this would be like, obviously 1, 2, I can't even write with this, 3, 4, you know what I'm saying? 5, 6. Remember, top takes priority. This 7, 8. Excuse me, I can't write with my mouse. 9, 10, and 11, and 12. All right, 10. Did y'all? I know y'all looked at it like that, right? 11 and 12. Did y'all know to look at it like that? I'm taking that off. That look like kids scribble scrub. But did y'all know to look at it like that? Well, that's how we look at it. But we got to understand the groups of words. And where the word starts and stops is called parsing. Now, you see a determinative here. How would you have known this is a determinative? You'll eventually know because you're going to know that chart and you're going to learn the words that'll just be spoken out in most instances, particularly in an instance like this. If we go back to the book now that we got this like this, what we're going to see is, I know I'm getting I hope I ain't getting complimented. We have a chart of words here, right, that he provides us with that we can compare and start to do our thing. So the first thing you would do to make it simple is see which one of his words starts with a chick bird, right? Let's go down. Oh, they got a word that starts with a chick bird. And that's the same word. That's the word. So let's find it for the people. This is learning. This ain't knowing already. You got to learn somehow. You need training wheels. So you see this word? We just found the first word in the text. Look. Let me highlight it. Maybe they'll let me highlight it. That's the first word in the text. And what does it say it means? And how do we know to read it? We read it from left to right and then given top priority over bottom in this instance. So that means we got a uchik first, a B second, and an N third. Now that ain't hard. That's enough information for anybody to take back to a dictionary and see what that word means. But if you know the ancient Egyptian language, you know the determinative is there to help you know what the word means. So before we look at the dictionary, we see a circle, which is indicative of a sun a lot of the times. And we see 3 rays under that sun. Right? So what is that word? The category of the word is something that got to do with the sun and sun rays. So then what would you say here? What you think this word might be? It got to do with the sun and sun rays. Is what been. Well, let's look. Here it is. What been to rise or to shine forth. All right. Now, once you go in the word order, we'll know that the verb is probably first. Verb, subject, object, adverb or adjective or whatever. Now, look. So this would probably be like shining. We'll see. Well, we know the root if this is to rise, to go to rise or to shine. So it'd be funny how we be saying rise and shine. But anyway, what we getting for the second word? Somebody who don't know the glyphs. You know we starting on the top, right? And from left to right, and this one takes priority over the other one. So that's the first one we focus on, then we go under it. And then if we know that this isn't after this is a determinative, and that's a determinative, we see the whole second word is ended right here. Now it's starting to look simpler, huh? A little bit. I don't know. I gotta color this all in. So I ain't gonna like it. I don't know. It's like pet peeve in me right now. So hold up. I should have just put the stroke bigger. Let me see. Real quick. Yeah. All right, so now we got our second word we're trying to figure out. But we should be able to figure this out without looking at the dictionary. It's only an R and an A, right? So, and we see a sun and a deity. Most people will determine right now that this is Ra. Okay? Now, so we got Wabin Ra. We got, and I'm going to make the determinatives a different color too, inside of that color. The determinatives is the things in each of these words helping us know the category of the word. I'm sorry that did so dark. But. All right, so that means the only part we say out our mouth is the part that we don't see in the dark purple. I'm going to take that last one off. It just don't look right. Try a different color. Yeah. So y'all can see now that wasn't hard, was it? So now this last one might get a little bit complicated because, but you got to remember, we talked about this bird, that's the only bird looking at you a lot of the times. It's going to be the M bird. We need to take note when we see the M bird because it could be connecting a noun with another noun, forming a type of a noun clause, right? Or it could be making a preposition out of the final word by being prefixed to it. It has a few functions. So we're going to give him his, since it got a few functions, we're going to take note of that by giving it its own little color. How would we have known that this M ain't attached to the last word? Well, a few ways. A M following a determinative is often a telltale sign, but yep, somebody wrote it in the chat. So a M following the determinative is also often a telltale sign that this noun is about to be attached to the preceding word after the M. But that's not a rule. But it's just like I said, I'm just teaching you some ways that you're gonna figure some stuff out. And so right now, and that somebody will be like, yes, that is a rule. That's cool. I just understood it. So now we got the final word. And for this, we'll refer back to the dictionary. Now notice here, this final word is going to be representing three, I don't want to say three consonants, because the ah in it is like not really a consonant. But it'll be what we call a triliteral. Right? Where it should be representing three consonants, but one of those is like a weak vowel. And we see the final one written out in complement, what we call phonetic complement. They're taking the final sound of this triliteral and drawing it out. So if we know this is an M, that could be prepositional or, a conjunction between these two nouns, then it could be, this could be a thing right here. This could be a noun. So there's no way for you to sound this out if they don't spell it next to it. They might often spell what this word represents next to it, but they don't have to. So if we go back to here, what you're going to do in doing a lesson is find a symbol that looks exactly like what we see in the green here. A sun on the horizon. We might not know that, but this circle is a sun, and these represent mountains. So if we come back here, we're just gonna be looking. And Gardner making it easy because he don't give you too many. Here it is. Akit. Now you see how it transliterated with three so-called Latin symbols or what have we? And it gives us the name Akit for the horizon. So whenever we see this, regardless, this is Akit. You can know that forever. You see a circle and these little mountains, that's Akit. So you go to Egypt and you go to the Sphinx and you see this written next to the Sphinx. So you're going to know it's saying Hor M Akit. But here, when we're going back to Horus on the horizon, but when we go back to here, we now know we could almost form a literal before we reform. Well, see, now the second step would be transliterating it. We take this W, this B, and this N. We know that's the first word right here. We take this R and the A, that's second. We put an M, third, and then we put Akit at the end. A, X, and a T, I think. Yeah, A-X-T, right? So now we just transliterated it. We took it out of the ancient Egyptian script into a Latin script. But we didn't say nothing about meaning yet. You notice that? You can completely transliterate and not know the meaning. Well, you got to know the symbols, what they represent. You don't have to know what the combinations of the morphemes represent. You will figure that out, though. I mean, you should, obviously, but I'm just saying that can happen that way. So anyway, when we translate it, first I start with a literal, meaning I put the words in the order that the ancient Egyptians put them in. Literally, this would be rise or shine, Ra, M. Now remember the M, they told us the M was directional when dealing with certain type of things. So we know that. We could go back and read that again too. All right, that was the N and the two. Of or by, on, that's not really on, by, Akit. Akit was what? Huh? I know we remember, dog. Anybody want to write what Akit was while I show us? I know what Akit is. I want to see if you know. I done skipped all through the book. Somebody write what Akit is.
That somebody that I ain't expecting to write it. Please. Hold on. Reset the page. Then I'm gonna get ready to go. Just trying to get my stream up. Thank you. Even though I know you know some glyphs. I'm trying to see is anybody absorbing the information. I know you already know that. All right. So that wasn't hard as it looked, huh, when we first started. Now let's go look at it without my highlights. If the book will so allow me. I don't know how I skipped off it. All right. So let's take a look at it without the highlights, and take a look at it again from when we didn't know what it said to now when we know what it say. And let's just take a look at it, and we just gonna help our brain. Hold on. Thought I was there already. Dang. Excuse me. Page too big. I'm doing too much. All right. Maybe if I was like out of school or something, I would have all this organized. Y'all know that. I'm just doing this on the fly. Because I'm hella mad I got to keep looking for the damn lesson. Where did it go? Here it go. Right. So now, check it out, though. You really, 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 really did. Now, let's look back at what we couldn't understand and we thought we wouldn't be able to understand. It was the first one. Tell the truth. It looked different, huh? Hold on. It looked different once you get some understanding. Just look at the first one. And let's just trip off how we looking at it different now. This right here. You could kind of like say, damn, that's kind of crazy, huh? Well, if anybody is feeling that, let's don't lose the feeling when we go to this next text to the right. Right? Because you know what to do. And this one even easier. And you know what to do. Like, it's like we in the tomb of the Raiders of the Lost Ark and the time bomb ticking. It's going. And I'm like, calm down, family. Slower is faster. So a few things we got to learn, man. We should have learned it from the tortoise and the hare. Slower is faster. You ever know when you clock somebody in the eye when they was trying to swing on you, or you counterpunched them? You didn't see it. I don't see it faster. I see it slower. I'm just saying. You know, like when it's moving fast and you see Black Adam and everything start going hella slow for Black Adam, and he like, dang, it's fast actions, but you're seeing them slow. It's about the mind and time and space and the way that we need to attach things. But anyway, slower is faster, so let's slow down. So if the time is ever ticking, realize before you fumble and bumble, like say you got a pit bull race running up on you and you at your door with the keys. If you fumble and bumble with the keys, you're going to lose crucial time because you're too scared and you fumbling and bumbling with the keys. If you would have said, okay, the dog will probably be here in 3 seconds. Let me slow down, turn these motherfucking to keys. It only take 1 second to turn the key. You could process all that thought in the time, in the 3 seconds that it happened. Be in the house, shut the door, and be like, woo. Because if I was, you getting bit. So sometimes slower is faster. So if we slow down a little bit, we probably learn more. So look, there go that snake again. Remember, it ain't going to betray you. This time it's on top of a hand. When we addressed it the first time, it was words said by, remember? But this don't got by on it. It was Jed Medu An. We just see Jed here, right? You see the snake. Did you start in the right place? Let me snip this one. Everybody know they started in the right place because this is an easy teaching. Right? So look, tell the truth. You started in the right place. That's a reward right there. Whoever started in the right place already got that reward. If you started right here, from what we listening to, you're right. And then if you know that this is attached to it, you're really right. This is one word. Now one thing you're going to learn, and you'll start to learn, is that words are often written in these little blocks of rectangles and squares. All right. So if this is Jed here, this is a recitation, an incantation, or words said, though. It's just speech. It don't got the word words there. But you're not going to be speaking blabber. So it implies words. You don't even have to write it. It's speech, Jed. Now this is a simple one, and it has a determinative. It's simply only a S. But it should be pronounced sa. We have to presume the vowel that precedes or follows it isn't there. This is a determinative to let you know what sa means. So anybody tell me what sa mean right now. Don't even front on yourself. If you can't tell me this, you tripping. Just be simple. Don't be all complicated. Look, this is sa, and this is the determinative for sa. Somebody who don't know the glyphs, write what sa mean in the chat. Please. I'm just waiting for somebody to write what it means. So again, the determinatives help you understand the category of the word. The word is sa, and the determinative is under it in blue. So what is the word? That's a good try. That's a very good one. And that works. Some mutu, sun works. It would mean sun in a lot of instances. Yep. Y'all ain't wrong. But what is another see, that's in the category, you gotta remember. What is sun in the category of? Ultimately. It's in the category of child too. It's in the category of seed, but that's not what this is saying. Sa here is just saying man. See what I mean? So y'all see how sun is in that category. Exactly. So now we got two of the words worked out. Well, if what I said rings true, right? This, let me try to change colors. We're going to start here again, following the system. We're going to go down. And lo and behold, what do we see? Another man. But he's making a different gesture. He's going to be the determinative for that word, to let us know the category of this term. So let's trip off the determinative. You don't gotta even know the glyphs. I'm gonna help us out. Watch this. It's gonna be crazy. We know this man ain't touching his mouth in the blue. This man in the lavender, the fuchsia, or whatever, is touching his mouth. The word is gur. You don't, if you didn't know what gur meant, you could start to understand the category of the word. It has to do with man and a mouth. But what about it? Let's think about it. What are categories of man and a mouth? We already got speech right here. So that ain't that. They already did speech. So let's think of categories for man and a mouth. Eating. Is eating related to speech? He could be saying he hungry. What is a category related to man and his mouth? And I might add, are the absence of words. Silence. Fuck it, I messed it up. Excuse me. Silence is a category pertaining to the mouth and the man. I mean, there's a term that we could depict out of this if we go through all of the things. Exactly. See how you put hush? That was right. It was really, really right. So putting your finger to your mouth, you can see this in the Medu Neter for shh. But shh is actually secrets, but people don't want to go there. SSH is secrets in Medu Neter. SSHTA, seshta. But we'll talk about that later. I trip off that because negation is two ends. How you say two ends? But you put a U on it, but we don't know what vowels preceded or followed it. But inin, somebody say inin. Why would you say inin when come out your mouth much more naturally and they both have an N in there? It's negation. But we'll talk about that later. This is the way that I teach. Now let's go here to the final word, and everyone knows how to make this final word. I'm going to color code this for you so we can make it even simpler. That's the first phoneme or the first icon, but you should say that out. So, first sound, if we don't know what I mean. Second sound, right? And the determinative. Now let's look at the blue, the two blue things we got. And if you don't know that, I don't even gotta say it. At Medu Neter, you can see the difference once somebody break it down. Look at the first blue, what you see similar and what you see different. Well, what we see similar is the S on top. So we know the first word was sa, and it was a man. On the second word, we still see the sa, but sa has been feminized with the addition of the feminine T. And then we see a woman. So what y'all think the second blue word is? Anybody? It's woman. I started waiting for a real, I don't know what I was doing. It's woman, sati, sati. Thank you, sati. Now, if you want to do a literal, first you transliterate it. Jed, sa, ger, sati. Notice we worked this one out without even looking back at his instructions. But we can to qualify it. Right? Now look at it without the color coding. And just let your brain understand that you could understand some stuff. Trip off that though. You just don't know the words. And there's a lot, I mean, trust me. The road that I'm leading you on is not a 1 week, not a 1 month, 2 month road. It just, I'm showing you that it could be more user friendly than most make it. You're still gonna be on a 3-4 year road before you dealing with it like the rest of the people. But still, what's gonna happen? Think if you started on the day they said COVID started, you'll be beating the brains off everybody right now. If you started on the day you heard about the pandemic, you'll be cooking with the best of them right now. Time ain't gonna do nothing but pass. So let's go find some of those terms. Let's flip it back on us. Here, let's see which terms did we come across in the last text. There go one, ger. Remember? Be silent. So if we don't know what the words mean, then we parse them. We just got ger. We know it was a man and a woman, and be silent, and there was words said. So now let's translate it. Let's do the literal first. Speech is in green. Man is in blue. Silence is in fuchsia. And the woman is in blue. What does this say? Man told the woman to shut up. What does this say? He spoke silent woman? Well, here's the thing. The adjective, if she was a silent woman, the adjective would be following her. So what does this say? Because the adjective ain't following her. Is silence an adjective? Is silence a thing? Well, right now it seems to be used as they're describing the state of the man or the woman as regarding to speech. Someone could tell me how that's being used. But let's figure out what it's saying. What we worked out literally was speech, man, silent, woman. With no negation here. Like nothing is saying, don't speak. So how do y'all translate that? Now we see the difference between transliteration. We transliterated it, Jed, Sa, Ger, Sati. We did a literal speech, man, silent woman, but that's not a translation. Translation is making it make sense. So then you get prerogative to move things around to make it make sense in your new language. Exactly. Now you got to remember what we learned about definite articles. We can inject those because they didn't use them. Remember? A man speaks, a woman silent. The man speaks, the woman silent. My man said the man's words silenced her. So if the words silenced her, it would be formed grammatically different. Let's see how we would say his words. It would have been sa'ef. His words would have been represented by sa'ef. Silence her would have been ger, maybe ger, s, ger, I don't know. Sati ger s or something like that. Or he would have said iri ger made her, iri ger sati. Something like that. That could be wrong too, but it would be like made her silent. I'm close to what Asar said. Man speaks, the woman is silent. Right? Now, when you're doing this, if you really wanted to go get the answer, you could go to the back of his book. All right? For each lesson, just so you know that this is lesson 2. And this is another good reason why I recommend this book. It's old, but it ain't relatively outdated. And then I'm going to get ready to break up out of here. I just want to inspire us for the teachings. Thanks for supporting the show and making sure that it always stay popping. I ain't leaving right now. But I'm going to probably play with some more of this lesson. All right. Let me see if I can make this smaller so that I can do what I got to do. Uh-oh. Dagger, that's how you say dagger. Let me see. All right. See if I can find what I'm looking for lesson 2. His man speaks, woman is silent. The man speaks, the woman's silent. But let's see if that's what it says so everybody can say, okay. Damn, it's raining like that outside. Y'all can probably hear it. I'll be listening to fake rain on my way to sleep. Now I'm going to just listen to the real rain. If it's raining like that. All right, Gardner. Oh, I should do this, huh? But I got bookmarks. Nope. All right, well, you can find the answers to that in the back of the book. I already know that that's the right answer. If anybody objects or wants to straighten out the grammar, because I ain't no grammarian like that, You know, a lot of people know a lot more about that than me. But I'm pretty sure you've seen. Man, what the hell? I ain't gonna show you this. Once I get this open, I'm gonna just leave it there though. And I know it's way back here. Do 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 do. See what I can see. I'm past the indexes. That's cool. So did anybody think they didn't see nothing, and I was just it's simple to me because I know it, or did it feel like what we learned that there's something to it? I bet you if I ask somebody to parse, well, it's because I can identify what the determinatives are. So I'm thinking everybody can do that, but everybody can though. Once you start looking. Y'all thought it was gonna be ain't no beef I'm gonna be on this video. I ain't even really tripping. I know it ain't doing nothing. So I made a statement earlier where I said, shh, it's secrets in the Medu Neter. But we're gonna look at how that developed. And y'all gonna be like, you stupid, but it's the truth. Because we gotta remember that the T falls off, right? Oh, so I ain't getting the lesson answers. We gotta remember that the T falls off. I mean, when we get to the Coptic area, right? And so Seshta, it has a S and a SH. And Seshta is secrets. It comes from writings, Sesh. All right, forget it. I'm just looking too much, trying to stall. It comes from writing Sesh. But I be like, that's hella crazy. Like, we say shh. And even we say secret. But Sesh, I don't know. This is crazy. All right, forget it. Because I was looking for stuff that I can't find no more. All right, here go the exercises right when I said it. Now, if you do all the exercises, I don't got two. Yeah, I got two books open. So if you do all the exercises and then you be following it and then you go checking with the book, you could check yourself and see if you're wrong or right. Don't have nobody thinking you can't do it. All right, I found it, but it's taking a while though. Maybe I'll skip a few pages forward. Huh? I went too far. Oh boy. Man, forget it. I'm not doing this no more. I'm about to get ready to cut. I can't even find the answers. But I told y'all the answer. I just be over trying to verify stuff. So when you're going through your lessons there in the back of the book, we're gonna look at one more and then we're gonna get up out of here. What else was on that page? We'll see if we can tackle this one without even looking at the vocabulary. I bet you can start to parse it. Let's get to the thought number 3. All right. And we did go over some of this vocabulary, but I don't expect nobody to remember it. But this ain't even hard. Number 3 is a run-on. It's not a run-on. All right, but look, we get to learn a lot from number 3, so I'm going to do it. Now, the people who say this can't be read gotta be stark crazy, right? Because that means I'm just making stuff up right now. Do it even sound like I'm making stuff up? Gotta know what you're hearing. Sound like you just made that shit up. All right. So this number 3 ain't gonna be that hard. All right. Who parsed this first word? Somebody who don't do the glyphs after number 3. You could do it. It's gonna be harder because you don't know out of the first symbols you see where the word stops. But once you learn that first chart, you're gonna know. It goes just like this. Let me stop. Remember this KH sound because it's a circle with lines through it? This is a D. CAD. So that's what you already know. CAD. Now you're looking at that. That's a determinative. See how easy that was? So now you can keep on going. What do a CAD look like it is? Come on, man. Write it in the chat. What in the hell do a CAD look like it is? You're going to be like, damn, I'm reading glyphs. What do a CAD look like it is? Well, you're only supposed to be looking at the third symbol. What the third symbol look like? Y'all can't tell what that third symbol look like? It got an or on the back. Don't it look like that's an or on the back? It looks like a crane. That's cool, but you got to think in the sense of ancient times. What's a piece of something that's more relevant to a river civilization? Yep, someone said we were discussing boats. I think that would be a boat. Looks like a boat to me. Now that I said it, don't you see that's kind of like a boat? With the oar or whatever on the back. So a CAD is in category of boats. It's in the category of boats. That eliminates it down to boats. Whatever, canoe, big old boat, small boat. Well, let's look at what's after it. A symbol that we haven't been had the privilege of explaining yet. This is basically the symbol for a scribe. I can show you glyphs with people carrying this like ink thing and whatever this is attached to it over their shoulder. It means to write. The word is sesh. Now it's a man behind the word sesh. So the category of this word is a man, humanity, like, so that means he's a writer or something. You feel me? A scribe, right? That wasn't even hard. Now let's go over here. So we got a boat and a scribe. Let's see what all we got before we start. We got CAD sesh. All right. Now let's see what starts to happen before we start to try to make sense out of it. CAD sesh M. See this M right here? See how we learned about them M's connecting things? Sesh is the scribe being connected to what? M is connected into what? A D, then you go down here, a P, and a T. What do you see after that? Another boat. Oh man, you reading glyphs. So now you can read your glyphs. Let's go back. Let's make this smaller. You're going to read head, sesh, M, the pet. Well, let's go over that. Because we figured out a cat was a boat, right? But it got scribe after it. And the scribe, this is being used together. It's nothing saying of scribes. This is a scribe's boat or a boat. It ain't saying, it ain't multiple scribes. It's not plural. This is one scribe's boat. Boat, scribe. Let's keep going. M, of, by, another boat, the pet. See? So now the pet is another boat. We clearly see this category. So now let's go back. Because this has a boat, ked, which is a boat, right? But ked is in a verbal position. It's first. Verb, subject, object, verb, or adjective. So now we're not going to make this a noun, boat. It's in a verbal position. Boating or sailing. Ked, because it's first. Ked, sesh. Now he's making more sense. The scribe sails. Let's see. And now it says by. It even make more sense. He sails by boat. Because it didn't say the boat, scribe, boat is a verb represented in the category of boats. Thank you. Muntu says sailing. Shout out to you. So it's sailing, scribe. So the scribe sails. Or now it didn't put the tense. We don't know if he's going to sail or if he, and then Chris can answer this for me, or if he sailed already. They would put an AU to let us know which tense they're doing or whatever. But AU is like a tense word. But let's keep looking. So now since it's a verb, he's sailing, scribe, by way of, the pet in blue boat, and you see another boat. So he sailed by way of boat. Now remember, this R is directional. Oh my gosh, people say the glyphs ain't deciphered. And you can see in one video that they is. Remember what we learned about this R? Gardner said, let's go back for the people who wasn't here. If I can find that. You know, I'll take 50 billion years trying to find something, but I know what this is at. Right? Let me make this smaller real quick. And we're going to go to where he says that R is directional. And remember, one is directional of locations. Look, it's right here. Dang, you like, dang, we really read glyphs, huh? Don't do the fake pages where they lie and they never read or demonstrate, but they tell you they could do shit because they want to be a pseudo master teacher. That ain't cool. Let's find it. I must have went past it again. So we're going to look at all of these words and see if they match up with what I said. But here we go right here. We have an R here. It says I, to, into, towards, of direction, towards things. Need to give me a moment. So if you're going in a direction towards things, you might see this R here. So what are we going back to? Now we see a boat and an R. I'll drink some water real quick. Hold up. Listen to the slap again. I think we didn't even finish it the first time. Be right back. It's real right back. Don't go nowhere.
Moronic script in my car too. Roll through with them arches. All cool. That's in my shinu. I'm Bennu giving y'all truth. Iron core from meteorite should be chartreuse. Turbocharged the chariot and almost left Ferrari. The queen like almost Nefertari. Immortalize an image, put a figure in a figurine. Him at Netherred, who her? Them leopard skin kilts, yeah, the clan wear 'em. And I turn your knee suit to a fan bearer. Have my servants build a new stadium where I'ma slaughter you, surround your tomb alive with boot cranium. Remove the organs, we preserve the dead, mummify them, then carve them a reserve head. And all your internet mans who lied with you, died with you, sacrificed their life after life with with you. Now I'm all in your spot,
Uh-huh.
and I'm calling the shots.
That's right.
While your soul get devoured in the hall of my heart. Can't a night ballin' or not, care if you ballin' or not. I'm still gonna tell you guys, go to Kenneth like El Shaddai. You ain't no king, you're like Cambyses the Persian who couldn't draw the Nubian bowstring.
That's some kickback music. Here we go. So then we know this is in a direction to somewhere, huh? Now all we see after this R is a 049 X marks the spot. Determinative. So it means city, situations, town, something like that. So look, if we know this is a boat going in a direction to, now this didn't say what town. So we're going to just transcribe or transliterate this as a generic town. Newt. Hold on, can y'all close that door for me, please? Can you close the door for me, please? And then after Newt, we got 10. Now we would have looked at more of Gardner's. We could look right now. And 10 is going to be like there or they, right? Their town. Let's see. Oh, no, that's Vegas. See it right here? This, 10, is right on the screen. Following it now. Hold on one second. All right, I'm going to close the show down next 5 minutes. Go handle some business. We'll be back streaming later. I just need to get more of my streams up. So thanks for supporting the show and doing everything y'all do. People who Cash App, y'all the bosses. Thank you. Let me see. So look, y'all see this 10 right here? Is a loaf of bread and an N. It means this. Feminine, they're saying, but it ain't, you know. Let's go back now. See that 10 right there? So it say this town, or that's how that's been stated. But let's go back to see what happened here. So then selling scribe, or the scribe sailed, or the scribe will sell. Feel me? We got to know the tense. And I know there's something else to indicate the tense, but I'm not picking it up here. By boat to their town. That wasn't even that hard, huh? Now this one's going to be real easy. It might look more complicated. We're going to do this and get up out of here. Look, number 4. Y'all don't remember the word? I'm just going to make it easy. We know how to parse it because I'm going to show y'all that everything I parse is going to wind up in a box, a square, or a rectangle. So look, that's the gem to hear, but it's in the verbal position. I mean, it's in it should be a verb. So this is hearing or heard, right? Let's go right here. Who heard? Y'all remember who he was from the last sentence? The scribe heard. Scribe hears. What does he hear? He hears this. Okay, pen is this. Let's go back to this. Find pen. Hold up. If I get my stuff together, I could be faster. Where's pen? See this pen? This, masculine. P-N right here, the square in this water ripple. So when we come back to this, there go a pen. So that's this. So now we got hearing or heard or listening or listened, scribe. This scribe listened. Now we got this N. N is like a tool too. But remember, it's not in direction. It's regarding persons or deity. Man, all of this stuff is right in the book. I shouldn't have put that in blue. It's telling you this N right here. Let's go back to the N's and watch what it's showing in the book. It says direction of persons. N. So that now we know that he going to a person, or he doing something regarding the direction to a person. Where's it at, dang? Don't mind me, y'all. I'm Still lost this person today. Here we go. So this green is representing a direction to a person. And what's that person? Somebody read it at the end. And the person don't got to be a human. And you see how these is all squares or rectangles, like I said? Y'all knew to do that whole thing. Somebody write in the chat that didn't know before today what this is. Hopefully y'all can do it. The category is divinity. You see that. And we see this is a P. This is a T. I won't say what the last one is. Ptah, forget it. So I gotta go. So that's Ptah, right? So let's see what happened here. Listen, we're not doing a translation, we're just doing a literal. A verb about hearing. So either listening or hears or heard. Now this is a scribe. Scribe heard, heard scribe this by or of Ptah. Now what does it say? This scribe listens to Ptah. This scribe heard Ptah. This scribe heard Ptah. This scribe hears Ptah. One of those. Which one y'all say, grammarians? This scribe hears by the direction to a person. Ptah. Take off the kindergarten stuff. And somebody could probably say that, no, this should not be hears. We got to think of another verb for hearing category. Listens. Okay, I'm tripping. The scribe listens to Ptah. See? Scribe heard this. So why would you say past tense? There's something here to let us know the tense, and I think if the tense isn't indicated by au, then it is happening in the present time. Like the scribe, I don't want to mess that up. Scribe is hearing Ptah or listening to Ptah. But whenever we got the context, we just need to get the tense, and that's where I would love to bring some of my, like Chris on the show, to make sure we bang that out all the way. What I'm intending to show you now is to take away some of the fear of the study. You feel me? I don't know. No, you can start to know. Right now you know enough. You're going to start right here. Right? This is a tense. So now this is the Iowa of tense that I was talking about. So this au, it really don't mean nothing. It's showing us that this I don't know if it's the future tense, but let's see. Au, Ra, M, Pet. So Ra in the sky with Henna. And I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here. Henna, what is he up in the sky with? Ra is, so this is he's currently in the sky. This is what the au is represented by tense. This isn't Ra was. This is Ra is in the sky at the current time. And somebody can help me fix that. That's what au is doing. Now let's see. Ra is in the sky for what? We gotta go back to the book. And I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank y'all for watching. We always keep some real teachers on this channel. Sometimes we can get back and learn from each other and not always argue. I learn a lot from y'all on y'all shows. But when y'all talk about Egypt, y'all be messing it up. That's when the madjai step up. Y'all say y'all don't learn nothing on my shows, y'all just... Unless you already know all the stuff, which some people do. And they know where I'm messing up. So let me see. We're going to end this with one of the final. We'll see what that sentence says. It's number 5. So we got Au Ra over here. Au Ra M Pet Hina. Now, this is a good one. This is the last one. So now we know the tense was definitely active at that time. The Au let us know it was happening while it was happening. But here's the last word. So it said Ra is in the sky. Hina. Hina means with. Somebody who don't know the glyphs, give us this word. You got 3 ways to do it. You can go to the Gardner sign list that I showed you when we started this video and simply match these up, transliterate them. And I'm going to just tell you what you're going to, shout out to you, Cedric. What I'm going to say right here is what you'll do is take this first reed leaf. You're going to see that's holding the place of like an A. You're going to go up top and see this A, a different style of an A. So I'm going to say, why that reed leaf ain't a Y? Well, look at the transliteration schemes. They'll show you. Long A, small A. Some will say, yeah, it is a Y. That's fine. It depends on what scheme you're using. Some will say it's even a J. We ain't going to trip off that. Because if you say it with a J, this word will be ja, which is hella funny. If you say it with a Y, this word will be ya, which is also hella funny. It represents, as you see here, the crescent moon, but it's turned on its side. So if we go back to the text, we could clearly see that it was happening because they gave us the tense with this IU at the beginning. Is Ra is in the sky with the moon. Ya is the moon. So it's not Ra gonna be in the sky. Ra is in the sky with the moon. And I gotta go handle some business. We fighting tonight, y'all. If ain't nobody else streaming, we're gonna have another battle royal. I like it. It'd be fun watching y'all get beat up about Black Egypt. Oh, you know what? Dang, I was reading something good today. I guess I'll share it tonight. Some blogs from some Egyptologists that all y'all gonna do is call them Blackologists. But they not. They don't even live in America. And they put hands on the old Egyptology. Again, I hope that was, if it wasn't useful, I hope that was at least a bit fun or entertaining for the while. I definitely know it's not meant to do anything but inspire you towards the real lessons and trying to put it in a package that's fun and useful for YouTube that won't make all of the views go away because you're trying to be too technical. So there's a lot more technical stuff I left out for the purpose of packaging into a YouTube package. Understand that. And if you want the real deal Holyfield, I'm just here to inspire you. You go to the others who focus on the grammar so that you know you won't be like getting it like halfway. I'm proud of my accomplishments in the metal nature, and I know it enough to talk to anybody. And so just like English, you know, you go talk to an English grammarian, he gonna tell you some shit about your own words that came out your mouth that you didn't even know. And it'll happen like that in any language. So those people need their respect when it comes down to that. Feel me? And so other than that, I'm about to have to go handle some business, and I'll be back later. Thanks for tapping in. I ain't heard the song enough yet, so I'm gonna play it again. I'm out of here. Thanks for the support. Join the channel if you're new, because you're going to help more of these shows come out. Peace.
Morodic script in my car too. Roll through with them arches. Hardcore, that's in my shinu. I'm Bennu giving y'all truth. Iron core from meteorite should be chartreuse. Turbocharged the chariot and almost left Ferrari. The queen like almost Nefertari. Immortalize an image, put a figure in a figurine. Him at Netherite hoop her. Them leopard skin kilts, yeah, the clan wear them. And I turn your knee suit to a fan bearer. Have my servants build a new stadium where I'ma slaughter you, surround your tomb line with boot cranium. Remove the organs, we preserve the dead. Mummify them, then carve them a reserve head. And all your internet mans who lied with you, died with you, sacrificed their life, afterlife with you. Now I'm all in your spot, and and I'm calling the shots. While your soul get devoured in the hall of my eye. Ain't a night ballin' or not, care if you ballin' or not. I'm still gonna tell you guys, go to Kemet like El Shaddai. You ain't no king, You're like Cambyses the Persian who couldn't draw the Nubian bowstring. Melt the jewels in your crown into a gold ring. Refashion them after smashing the whole thing. You're like Pepe II. Too old, king. If you think it ain't black, then let me just check them. I know the syntax. Every morphine and phoneme. The scholarship top line, dog, and the flow mean. And my debater make a fraud, quit the internet. Sometimes I wonder if I saw to fix this window yet. That's what you call repair, re-end. They heard the king of madjai was a scary man. And he is though, I'm telling you, you better contain him, man. He's busting arrows at all these Mediterraneans, killing them. Now we ain't getting no views. Yeah, them flip-flops look like Tutankhamun shoes. And y'all just wiki, thinking I'm enthused. They turned Egyptian temples to churches and still say, I'm enthused. It's crazy. They just wiki, cause they lazy. So they can call me pseudo, it don't faze me. The page monetized, so crushing you clowns pays. You dig?